Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into a topic that can be difficult to navigate, the fine line between playful teasing and disrespectful behavior. Teasing can be a fun and light-hearted way to bond with others, but it can also quickly turn hurtful and mean. In this video, we'll be giving you 10 tips to help you identify when teasing has gone too far. So, let's jump right in. Tip number 1, watch their body language. Body language can tell you a lot about a person's intentions. If someone is teasing you, pay attention to their facial expressions, tone of voice, and posture. Are they smiling and laughing with you, or do they look annoyed and tense? If it's the latter, it may be time to reevaluate whether the teasing is still in good fun. Tip number 2, take note of the frequency. Teasing can be harmless in small doses, but if it happens repeatedly, it's a sign that something may be off. Consistent teasing can quickly turn into bullying, and it's important to recognize when someone is crossing the line from playful to disrespectful. If someone is constantly teasing you, it's worth addressing with them to see if there's an underlying issue. Tip number 3, consider the context. Teasing can be appropriate in some situations and not in others. For example, teasing between close friends who have a history of banter is different than teasing in a professional setting or with someone you're not familiar with. Context matters, and it's important to recognize when teasing may not be appropriate. Tip number 4, gauge your own reaction. Teasing can be subjective, and what's funny to one person may not be to another. If someone is teasing you and you find yourself feeling uncomfortable or hurt, it's important to communicate that to the other person. Your feelings are valid, and it's okay to set boundaries when it comes to teasing. Tip number 5, pay attention to the tone. The tone of voice someone uses when teasing can be a big indicator of their intentions. If someone is using a sarcastic or mocking tone, it's more likely that they're being mean-spirited instead of playful. Keep an ear out for tone and let it guide you in determining whether the teasing is still in good fun. Tip number 6, consider the person's relationship with you. Teasing can be a way for people to bond, but the level of teasing can differ depending on the relationship you have with the person. For example, teasing between siblings may be more intense than teasing between acquaintances. It's important to consider the person's relationship with you, engaging whether the teasing is still in good taste. Tip number 7, recognize the power dynamic. Teasing can be used as a way to assert power over someone else, especially if the person doing the teasing has more power or influence than you do. If you're in a situation where someone with more power is teasing you, it's important to recognize when the teasing has crossed the line into disrespectful behavior. Tip number 8, consider the intent. Teasing can have different intentions behind it. For example, teasing can be done to make someone laugh or to break the ice in a new situation. However, teasing can also be used to hurt someone's feelings or to undermine their confidence. Consider the intent behind the teasing to determine whether it's still in good taste. Tip number 9, take note of any personal triggers. We all have personal triggers that can make us feel uncomfortable or upset. If someone is teasing you about something that you're sensitive about, it's important to communicate that to them. Whether it's a past trauma, a physical attribute, or something else entirely, it's okay to set boundaries around certain topics when it comes to teasing. Tip number 10, speak up. If you feel like the teasing has crossed the line, it's important to speak up and let the other person know. This can be difficult, especially if you're worried about hurting their feelings or ruining the dynamic of your relationship. However, it's important to remember that you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. Communicate how you feel, and ask the other person to stop the teasing if it's hurting you. That's it for today's video. We hope these 10 tips have helped you navigate the fine line between playful teasing and disrespectful behavior. Remember, teasing can be a fun way to bond with others, but it's important to recognize when it's crossed the line. Pay attention to body language, tone of voice, and context to determine whether the teasing is still in good fun. And if you ever feel uncomfortable or hurt, don't be afraid to speak up and set boundaries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.